Hello, my name is Bethaney Wright, and I am a first-year student at Georgia State University's UACM program. Today, I am going to walk you through an algebraic problem by using the guided problem-solving approach. Okay, so the first part in this problem-solving approach is to understand the problem. So the first question is, what do you know? So in this problem, what I know is that the car travels 27 miles for each gallon of gas. Another thing that I know is that the car starts off with 15 gallons of gas, and it loses gas as you drive. What do I need to find out? So what I need to find out is the answer to this problem. How much gas will be left after I drive after 300 miles. And I'll write it on the board so that you can see. So the second step in this problem-solving approach is to plan or to figure out what will you do. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to solve the answer to the problem, how much gas will be left after driving 300 miles. And the operation or the strategy that I'll use to solve this problem is to make a table. And after I make the table, I'll then try to derive an equation from the table in order to solve the problem. So the third step in this problem-solving approach is to carry out the plan. And what I said I wanted to do to carry out the plan was to make a table. So when I make the table, the very first row that I am going to make is going to be miles, or how many miles that I've driven. The second row is going to be the gallons used. And that gallons used is going to be a result of how many miles I've gone. And then the very third column is going to be the gallons that I have left. Now when I first start and I have a full tank of gas, I haven't traveled any miles, I haven't used any gas, and so the amount of gallons that I have left is going to be 15. And the reason why it's 15 is because I started off with 15 gallons of gas. Now let's say I'm going to travel 27 miles. And I'm getting the 27 miles from the fact that your car is going to go 27 miles for each gallon of gas. So you travel 27 miles, which if it gets 27 miles for each gallon of gas, that obviously means that you've used 1 gallon already. And if you've used 1 gallon, then the number of gallons that you have left is going to be 15 minus 4, which is 14. I'm going to do 2 more columns just so you'll be able to get the idea. Let's say I travel another 27 miles. So 27 plus 27 is going to give me 54. At this point, I've now used 2 gallons of gas, and the amount of gallons that I have left is going to be 15 minus 2, which is 13. Then let's say I travel yet another 27 miles. So 54 plus 27 gives me 81. I've now used 3 gallons of gas, and I now have 15 minus 3 gallons left, which is 12 gallons of gas. The problem is asking us how many gallons of gas we have left if we've traveled 300 miles. So I'm just going to make another column that says 300 so we'll understand what the problem is asking us. We've driven 300 miles and we want to know how many gallons we have left after having driven 300 miles. So to figure that out, I'm going to first look at this column where I see the 81. It says after I've driven 81 miles, I have 12 gallons left. Well, how did I know that I had 12 gallons left? I knew that I had 12 gallons left because I did 15 minus 3. So looking at this column right here, I had 15 minus 3 is equal to 12. The 3 is the amount of gallons that I've used. So I know that if I want to figure out how many gallons I have left over, I've got to do 15 minus the amount of gallons that I've used. And that is going to give me how many gallons I have left. Now the tricky thing is you have to figure out how many gallons that you've used. And a way that you can figure out how many gallons that you've used is by looking at how many miles you've gone. And if you notice a relationship, the amount of gallons that you use is related to this right here. You travel 27 miles per gallon. So if we want to figure out the gallons that we've used, we're going to take our miles and divide it by 27. So that's going to be 300 divided by 27. And when I put that in my calculator, I got approximately 11.11 gallons. So I'll round this to approximately 11. And I've used 11 gallons. But if I want to find out the amount of gallons I have left, I use this equation, 15 minus the gallons used. So that's going to be 15 minus 11. And 15 minus 11 gives me 4. So I have approximately 4 gallons left after I've driven 300 miles. The final thing that we are going to do today is we are going to look back and reflect to see if, in fact, our answer is correct. The last step in our process is to look back and see if our answer makes sense. So to look back, I'm going to start from what I did at the very beginning, and I'll look at the row that says the gallons that I have left. So we said that the gallons that we have left is going to be 15 minus the gallons that we've used. So to figure out the gallons that we've had used, then we looked back at the miles and we said, well, how do we figure out the gallons used from the miles? And we said that all we had to do was just take the number of gallons that we had and divide it by 27. So that's what I'm going to do. So I did 300 divided by 27. And I got around 11. And then once I subtract, I end up with 4 gallons. So that seems like it checked out correctly. And I've also noticed one other thing. As the number of miles have increased, the number of gallons that I've used also have increased as well. And then the number of gallons that I have left have decreased. So all in all, it looks like I was on the right track. And that if I've driven 300 miles, I should have approximately 4 gallons left. And that is the solution to this particular problem. The final step in the problem-solving approach is to look back and see if our strategy was both effective and efficient. So this strategy was effective. We did get our answer, and it was also efficient because we got our answer in a relatively short period of time. I would use the strategy of making a table and looking for patterns to solve a problem that was similar to this problem. It requires less time. You don't have to use an equation, and other alternative strategies such as guess and check and working backwards could actually take longer to use. So this is definitely the best strategy to use to solve this problem. thank you so much for your time today, and I hope that this video was very helpful.